Welcome to the Family Holiday Destinations podcast, where we explore the destinations, trends, and ideas shaping modern family travel. I'm Jessica Palmer, mother of two and founder of Family Holiday Destinations. This month, we're asking a question that might sound slightly strange at first. Can an airport actually become part of your family holiday? Airports are usually places we try to get through as quickly as possible. We check in, clear security, find something to eat, and then wait for our flight. But Singapore's Changi Airport has taken a very different approach. Its terminals include gardens, playgrounds, entertainment, and practical facilities for families. Then there's Jewel Changi Airport, a huge public complex connected to the terminals, where you'll find the famous Rain Vortex, indoor gardens, restaurants, shops, and family attractions. Later in the episode, I speak with Vera, Leng and Jia Xin from Changi Airport Group about how the airport has been designed for families, what makes Jewel different, and whether families should intentionally plan more time at the airport. But first, here are a few family travel stories that caught my attention this month. Travel experiences continue to grow. Our first story looks at the growing importance of what travellers actually do once they reach a destination. New research from Arival and Phocuswright forecasts the global travel experiences market will reach $288 billion in bookings during 2026, covering everything from tours and attractions to organised activities. What's interesting is that travelers aren't just booking one or two experiences. Among the US travelers surveyed, people averaged more than 4 tours, 4 activities, and 4 attractions on their most recent trip. For families, that probably isn't surprising. Flights and accommodation might be the big ticket items we think about first, but attraction tickets, wildlife encounters, tours, and day trips quickly become a significant part of both the itinerary and the budget. And while demand for experiences remains strong, travellers are still watching what they spend. So it's another good reminder to factor activities into your holiday budget from the beginning, rather than treating them as an afterthought. A beachfront cabana club is coming to Tangalooma. Closer to home, Tangalooma Island Resort is preparing to open what it describes as Australia's first year-round beachfront cabana club. The Tangalooma Dunes Cabana Club is scheduled to open in spring 2026 on Moreton Island. It will feature just 20 private cabanas overlooking Tangalooma Beach, with each one able to accommodate up to 8 people. The cabanas are expected to include seating, a fridge, a ceiling fan, adjustable shutters, beach towels, secure storage, and phone charging facilities. For families, the main appeal will probably be having a shaded and comfortable base for the day. The cabanas won't only be available to overnight resort guests. Official Tangalooma day trip visitors will be able to add one to their package, while Carnival Cruise Line passengers will be able to book them as a shore excursion. Pricing and the exact public opening date have not yet been announced. Australians are returning to Hong Kong. Our final story comes from Hong Kong, where Australian visitor numbers are continuing to recover strongly. More than 267,000 Australians visited Hong Kong between January and June 2026. That was an increase of 20% compared with the same period in 2025. Hong Kong has traditionally been associated with its skyline, shopping, and food, but its tourism offering is broader than many families realise. Alongside major attractions such as Hong Kong Disneyland and Ocean Park, families can explore islands, beaches, walking trails, traditional neighbourhoods, and cultural sites. It is also compact, relatively easy to navigate, and well connected to Australia, which makes it worth another look for families considering an Asian city break or stopover. You can read more about all three of these stories at familyholidaydestinations.com. Most travellers think of an airport as the least exciting part of a holiday, myself included. It is something to endure before the trip begins or somewhere to spend a few tired hours between flights. Changi Airport challenges that idea. Its terminals contain gardens, play areas, entertainment, and practical family facilities. Then there is Jewel Changi Airport, home to the Rain Vortex, indoor gardens, dining, shops, and ticketed attractions. Rather than simply moving passengers through the airport, Changi has created spaces that encourage people to stop, explore, and spend time together. To learn more, I spoke with Vera, Leng, and Jia Xin from Changi Airport Group. We discussed what makes an airport enjoyable for families, why waiting time doesn't necessarily need to feel wasted, and how families can turn a Singapore connection into part of their holiday. Here's our conversation. So thank you so very much for giving me your time today. I really do appreciate it. But can you explain, when we talk about Changi and Jewel, because often the terms are used interchangeably. So if you could explain what Jewel is and how it sits within Changi Airport, that would be amazing.
Yeah, sure. So I think Jewel is what many people see on social because of how stunning it is, like the Rain Vortex. It's really breathtaking if you see it in real life. So I think that's what many people associate Changi Airport with. But unfortunately, not many people know that Jewel is located outside in a public area. So meaning to say that if you landed in Changi, you have to clear the immigration customs to view Jewel. So I think many people end up disappointed because they don't get a chance to see it if they're just transiting passengers who aren't leaving the transit area. So yeah, I think the biggest difference would be that Jewel still sits within Changi in the sense that it's connected directly to Terminal 1. But so you are separated by immigration clearance. And
so you have to clear customs and then go back through customs to that's what I wanted to clarify before I went too much further.
Okay,
so
for Changi we have 4 terminals. Terminals 1 through 4, and there are terminals 1, 2, and 3 are kind of interconnected, so you can as a transit passenger move from terminal to terminal, with the exception of terminal 4, which is only connected via bus. So in terms of connectivity and location, that's where everything is.
Do you find a lot of people, if they've got enough time, they'll happily clear customs just to visit Jewel and then come back anyway?
Yeah, I think for many, Jewel ends up being quite the highlight for them. Changi Airport. And also there are many other reasons to clear immigration for. So for example, we do have quite an interesting offering, which is what we call the Free Singapore Tour. So this tour allows transit passengers with a minimum of 5.5 hours of transit time to actually leave the airport and go into the city, all free of charge. So it's a service that's provided by us. And I think that's something that's unique because if you're a transit passenger, maybe you're not thinking about leaving the airport, but this is a really convenient way to see the city. So
yes, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for that. So most people see airports as something to get through quickly. How is Changi trying to change that mindset?
Well, I would say there's always something to pass the time with at Changi. So whether you're looking for entertainment for the kids or if maybe you're like a solo business traveler seeking out spaces for a call, there are always spaces that are intentionally designed for every need. So that's what we like to call making Changi more than an airport. So we try to blend travel, lifestyle, and leisure all into one. And that's how we also transform the airport from a functional transit point into somewhere a little bit more vibrant. So every journey is peppered with a little bit more of an enjoyable experience. So our goal here really is not only to move people efficiently, but also to create moments that make Changi a place where people want to stay, visit, and also return to. Yeah,
absolutely.
So, yeah,
it's certainly of appeal to families when you're trying to occupy kids for a longer layover. It's definitely an amazing concept for families. There's a real shift towards designing for dwell time rather than quick turnover. And what does that look like at Changi?
So, I mean, like you said, shifting towards dwell time is definitely on the top of our priority. So, I think there's that conventional mindset where, airports are really just a place to get you from point to point.
Yes.
People just associate it with like, I just want to quickly get in, get out, and get to my destination on the real holiday, so to speak, quickly. But at Changi, we try to bring the real holiday here. So it starts right when you enter and not only when you land at your destination. So you'll find that you'll find that the spaces are intentionally designed as such. So you don't have to wait until you reach your destination to, I don't know, start feasting or start your adventure, for example. So here, there's the Canopy Park at Jewel, which is a great way to get your adrenaline going or burn some calories before your flight. We even have like a indoor rock climbing wall in Terminal 3.
Yes.
So if you're looking for some way to pass the time before your flight, dwell time isn't so much of a problem when there's lots of things to occupy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When the airport is fun. So my kids had seen photos in Singapore airport of the slide. Is there a slide that goes down to? And they have been asking, can we go through Singapore next time, because they really want to go use this slide at the airport. That's so great. It's definitely working.
Yeah. So fun fact. The slide is actually the world's tallest indoor slide in an airport.
Oh, really? It's that big?
Yeah. So they have to
amazing.
check it out. Yeah.
Oh, well. How has Changi been designed with families in mind, and what makes it genuinely easier or more enjoyable when traveling with kids?
So I think there are many family-friendly spaces in Changi Airport and Jewel, and the spaces are intentionally designed to be very family-friendly. Okay, so for example, across all our terminals, families can find dedicated play areas like playgrounds, there's gardens, there's family-friendly facilities, there's amazing nursing rooms, stroller-friendly spaces, etc. And there's also a lot of dining options that cater to different ages and preferences. Many restaurants actually offer really healthy and decent food for children. Okay, so it's not like, your French fries and your fried nuggets and stuff. Yeah, so there are really healthy options out there. I think for Changi, we also incorporate attractions, interactive experiences, and nature-inspired spaces that help keep our children engaged and entertained before a flight.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things in the terminals themselves, isn't there? Not just in Jewel.
Yes. So within the terminals, we have different playgrounds. We have different gardens, like our butterfly garden at Terminal 3. We also have movie theaters.
Oh, nice.
Transit area, and even outside, we also have one. And all of them are free.
Okay.
With children, sometimes, a little screen time is okay. So why not just bring the kid there, and then they can watch a movie while waiting for the next flight.
Oh, excellent. Are you seeing more families intentionally planning stopovers in Singapore rather than flying straight through? And why do you think that is?
Yes, actually, there is a trend that we are seeing. And of course, we're glad to see it. Encouraging stopovers has always been one of the top priorities for us. And I think we're seeing such a trend also because families are looking to get a little bit more out of their holidays. So there's a lot of time and financial investment that goes into them. So we understand that holidays can be hard to come by. Sometimes people save up a lot for it. We wait for the school holidays. So when you do get to go on that holiday, it has to mean that bit much more, right?
Yes.
So stopping over in a layover city like Singapore, it allows families to explore a new destination as part of the trip, but without having to actually commit too much time to that trip. So
yes,
yeah. So I think Singapore is a really great stopover city because the airport and the city itself, there's just so much to do and see.
There
and
is,
also I think, and I think that our island city is compact enough that you can see quite a lot within a few days. And public transport's great. It's easy to get around. Even like to the far ends of the city, like for example to Sentosa Island, it won't take you more than an hour from where you are. Yeah, so I think all these factors really make it a great experience if you're looking, families are looking to just stop over. And also definitely to soak up the sun, because maybe where you're going might not be as warm and sunny as Singapore is. So it's like a good, summer break, quite literally in between your holidays. Yeah, and actually we do hear from people who have had stopovers in Singapore. A lot of them find themselves already planning a return trip because they just want more. Yeah, they just want to come back and see more. Yeah,
Singapore is definitely worthy of being more than a stopover. And I spoke to Tourism Singapore last month on the podcast, and we talked a lot about how easy Singapore is for families and how we definitely think people should be spending longer there rather than thinking of it as just a stopover. It's an amazing destination in itself.
Yeah. When was the last time you came to Singapore?
It's probably 6 or 7 years ago now, I think. And we spent, I think, nearly 2 weeks over New Year's and Christmas in Singapore.
Nice.
And yeah, it was a lot of fun and a lot of ease. It was quite easy with young children as well. Yeah.
Well, time to come back soon.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's definitely time, especially now that they're a bit older. Yeah, I did get the slide, yeah. So how do you balance being a highly efficient international airport while also creating these immersive, almost theme park-like experiences?
At Changi, we believe that the passenger experience is a holistic journey, which means that on top of getting the core of operational efficiency right, we also want our travelers to enjoy the journey and not simply, just survive another layover in an airport.
Yes.
Our teams at Changi, we are split into different touch points and segments of passenger journey. And then we also ensure that each team can really focus on creating the best passenger experience for all the travelers. I think the entire Changi community, we are about 60,000 people strong. So it's really
wow.
It's a core team that really makes magic happen at Changi Airport.
Yes, absolutely. So Changi's quite forward-thinking in its use of technology and AI to keep things flowing, isn't it?
That's right.
Sometimes you come to an airport and you really do just feel like you're surviving it. You're right. And Singapore Airport definitely feels different than that.
Good to hear. Yeah, I think you touched on some innovation points, and that has been quite a key focus for us also in the recent years. So if you've been to Changi recently, you realize that passportless immigration is a thing. So meaning to say that your face is your passport. You don't need to actually whip out your passport.
Wow.
Yeah, very seamless clearance at immigration. Of course, this applies to passengers who have flown through us before. So if you are a departing passenger, then you would already have registered when you arrived. Yeah, so that's on the immigration front. But even things like at the airside, where you're seeing a lot more tech being incorporated. So we also have autonomous driverless vehicles that drive our baggage from the baggage area to the gate. And that really frees up a lot of man hours or a lot of workers to do tasks that are more meaningful. Yeah, we also have manless robot cleaners. So at the terminals, you'll find occasionally the robot cleaner roaming around, and yeah, they really just help to ensure that our terminals stay clean.
Yes.
And our toilets stay spick and span also. Yeah, we did win the world's best airport toilets for one of the years, I think. So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's amazing. So for families considering a Singapore stopover, how long would you recommend and how should they plan their time?
I think minimally at least 3 days, right? I mean, Singapore is small, but we have a lot of things for
Yes.
travelers to do. So maybe the first day they come here, they can say check in at like Sentosa, for example, right? The island itself, people can spend up to one day there. There's beaches, there's Oceanarium, Universal Studios Singapore there as well. So people can really spend at least a day there. And then there's also the city area, right? You have Marina Bay Sands, you have Art Science Museum, Merlion Park, Singapore River, Clarke Quay. Yeah, so that's the bustling part on top of Orchard Road, right? That's our shopping street. And then there's also the culture part. There's like, say, Joo-Chiat, Katong, Chinatown, for example. Okay, and then for children, there's Mandai, right? So Mandai itself has expanded quite a bit over the years. So there's really a lot of things for locals and visitors to do. And of course, before you fly, spend at least, say, 12 hours, 6 to 12 hours with us at Changi Airport at Jewel. There is the Canopy Park. There is a lot of shopping. There is at least 700 shopping and dining options here at Changi Airport and Jewel.
Wow.
So a lot for people to eat, to shop right here. I think on the last day, within that 6 to 12 hours, right, people can actually check in their luggage first.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so we have early check-in facilities at Jewel, at Changi Airport. And once you drop your bags off, you're free to, roam around Jewel
Yes.
and Changi. Yeah, so at least 3 days stay stopover in Singapore will be good.
Yeah, well, that's a great feature because I've definitely found that to be a problem in Australian airports. Yeah, if you arrive too early, they won't let you check in and your bag's in and you're just stuck, with these things carting them around. It can be quite difficult.
So I think for us, we do have airlines, right, that allow passengers to check in as early as 24 hours before their flight.
Oh, wow. Yes.
So you really have like a day off without your bags, right? And then there's also hotel at Jewel if you want to just spend a night with us here.
Yeah. So what's one thing families often miss or don't realize they can do at Changi?
Yeah, so I mentioned this before, Jessica. I'm really a huge advocate of our free Singapore tours. So I think not many people know this. So call it a hidden gem, if you will. But basically, we offer free Singapore tours for passengers with about 5.5 hours or more of transit time. So like the name suggests, it's free. And there are 4 different types of tours to pick from. So it's actually a really good way to see the city without having to really commit that much resources to going, because we'll take care of everything from bringing you there and back. And just now, like what Jia Xing mentioned, there's really many different facets of the city, I would say. And I think Singapore is unique in the sense that, you have your cultural areas, you have your city area, which feels very futuristic at times. And then we also have sunny Sentosa Island, which they're just totally different vibes altogether. And I think what this tour encapsulates well is that they cover all these various different places. So, no matter what vibe you're going for, which part of the city you want to see, there's a tour for it. So, for example, we have the Sentosa tour, which brings you directly to the island and back, and which is a really convenient way to get there. And we also have the Singapore River tour. So if you want to have a look at the civic district, they'll be really in the heart of Singapore, and look at the walk down the river that really connects our island, then that's the tour for you. If not, we also have a heritage and cultural tour, which brings you to the likes of like Chinatown, Kampong Glam, which is the Malay enclave of Singapore. Yeah, it's a really convenient way to see all these different sites. And the best part is that it's completely free. So all you have to do is just remember to register beforehand so that your slots secured. And also ensure that any entry or arrival documents that you need for Singapore are also prepared beforehand. Yeah, so you don't get disappointed.
That's an amazing offering for families.
Yeah, also thing I'd like to add, because I'm a mother also. Okay, I have a 7-year-old daughter. I think when we, as parents, when we travel with children, we have our hands full, right? So we don't quite have the mental headspace to shop when we're on.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
What Changi does offer, okay, and a lot of people might not know, is that we have this online retail platform called iShop Changi.
Okay.
Where travelers can actually start shopping 30 days before their flight.
Okay.
So it can be, shopping online, and you can just add everything in the cart. Everything is tax absorbed. Okay.
Yes.
So you really shop 30 days before your flight, and then after you clear immigration, you can collect it and then board your plane. Yeah. So
that's amazing. What's that called? iShop Changi.
Changi. Yes. Right. It's a great platform for people to really start shopping, and you have more than enough time to shop online. Okay. And then you can then spend your time with your family during your travels, and you still get your shopping done.
Absolutely. That's also a great offering, because I mean, if you've got children yourself, you know how difficult it sometimes is to drag them through the shops, and they're asking for everything.
But they're just like trying to get your attention.
So I've just got one last question for you. If a family is deciding whether to rush through or stop in Singapore, why should they turn Changi into part of the holiday?
Well, I think by now we've already established that there's lots to do at Changi. So please don't rush through and please arrive at the airport early so that you don't miss out on the Changi experience. So I think we've also had feedback from people who visited saying that, oh man, I regret only coming 3 hours earlier before the flight, because, I missed out on this and that. And there were so many things that I wanted to do, but I didn't have time to. So I would say, to avoid the disappointment, try to come as early as possible. And some of the highlights that we have are like what we mentioned, the Canopy Park. So within Jewel, actually, what Canopy Park is like almost like a theme park, almost located on the highest floor of Jewel, and it spans across almost the whole floor. There's really lots to do for kids and adults alike. So I think one of the main stars of the attraction would be the walking and the bouncing nets. So the nets are actually suspended 5 stories in the air. So a little bit of an adrenaline rush within Jewel itself. And also we have, like I mentioned, a rock climbing wall in Terminal 3. So there's a full-fledged rock climbing wall, and also a smaller bouldering wall for the younger ones. So really, across all ages, there's something to do. And like you mentioned, the tallest indoor slide is also located in Terminal 3. So don't miss that. And of course, if you're looking for dining options, like Testing mentioned, there's plenty. And I think a personal favorite of mine would be to dine to the view of the Rain Vortex in Jewel. So we do have restaurants that kind of flank the Rain Vortex, and even within the restaurants, there's like a great view of the vortex. So yeah, you can dine while having a good view. You can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And yeah, I would say that Changi is absolutely a destination in itself. And yeah, like Jia Xing also mentioned earlier, we do have early check-in facilities. So, if you're coming early and you're worried about where to chuck those bags, head on down to our Jewel early check-in facility. Or if not, you can check with your airline. Within the terminals itself, some of them do accept early check-in as well. So yeah, just pack your bags and then have fun in Changi. Yeah, and enjoy it hands-free, most importantly.
Oh, thank you. So people probably don't get as stressed if their flight's delayed at Changi Airport.
I hope not.
It'd be a case of, Oh, what a pity. I'll have to
Well,
go
guess I
and
have
have
more
some more
time.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Out
our
of
advice would
yeah,
be
yeah.
don't miss your flight. Yeah, don't get too
Don't
carried
miss your
away.
flight.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, given that Changi can almost be a destination itself, do people stay for quite a long time? As in they purposely stay 1 or 2 nights in the airport?
Yeah, absolutely. We do have quite a number of hotel facilities. So whether it's in transit or public, there are offerings in both. So for transit,
Yes.
there are transit hotels that people do stay in just to spend a little bit more time. And fun fact, actually, one of our transit hotels in Terminal 1 actually has a pool. So if you got your swimwear with you and you want to soak up some sun, that's a great option. If not, we also have a hotel in Jewel, which is Yotel. That's really just to park yourself in Jewel to be closer to all the attractions there. Crown Plaza and Terminal 3 is also a great option. And they have won the world's best airport hotel for many, many years in a row now. And I think the view is absolutely stunning because from the pool, you can see the control tower, you can see Jewel. They even have rooms that have like the runway view. Yeah, so you can look, you can, for those who are avid plane spotters, you can opt for that
Yes.
and have a great view. And of course, it's soundproof, so you don't get woken up
You don't
untimely
hear it.
by the
Yes.
sound of aircraft. Yeah. So really, there are many different hotel options for different demographics, like for families, for business travelers, etc. And we do see people definitely dedicating more time to spend here in Changi. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you so much for that today. And I really do appreciate your time as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us.
What stood out to me from that conversation was the idea that time at an airport doesn't automatically need to be dead time. That doesn't mean every family needs to schedule an entire day of airport attractions. Sometimes you just need somewhere comfortable to eat, let the kids move around, and regroup before the next flight. But when an airport has been designed around more than simply processing passengers, families have more options. You can treat Changi as a practical rest point, explore the attractions inside the terminals, or allow enough time to clear immigration and visit Jewel. It's also a useful reminder that the airport experience can influence how a family feels at the beginning and end of a holiday. A smooth departure can set the tone for the trip. A comfortable connection can make a long journey feel much more manageable. This month's travel tip is for families planning to explore Changi Airport during a stopover. Before deciding what you want to see, check whether it's in the public area or the transit area. Jewel Changi Airport, including the famous Rain Vortex, is landside. That means transit passengers need to clear immigration and enter Singapore to visit it. Then allow enough time to get back through departure formalities for the next flight. Jewel recommends having at least 5 hours between flights if you want to visit during a transit. With kids, I'd be inclined to leave an even bigger buffer rather than cutting it too fine. If you have a shorter connection, there's still plenty to explore without leaving the transit area, including gardens, free play areas, and other spaces where the kids can stretch their legs. It's also worth checking opening hours. Changi Airport operates around the clock, but that doesn't mean all of its attractions do. So an overnight stopover could look very different to a daytime one. And finally, don't try to see everything. Pick 1 or 2 things you really want to do and leave yourself plenty of time to get to your flight. After all, the idea is to make your stopover more enjoyable, not give yourself another reason to run through the airport. So that wraps up our chat about how Changi Airport is changing the airport experience for travelling families. A huge thank you to Vera and Gia from Changi Airport Group for joining me and sharing their insights into how families can make Changi and even the airport experience itself part of the holiday. For more family travel inspiration, destination guides, and the latest travel industry news and trends, head on over to the Family Holiday Destinations website at familyholidaydestinations.com. And until next time, happy travels and enjoy making those family memories.